welcome back. More Craft Burning Crusade Dungeons. Been a while, hasn't it? I've been trying to get the raids, which I don't do commentary on because I'm dealing with voice chat as well with the raids. So I just put the footage up for those. But the reason why there's another dungeon is because the final phase of Crusade is here, and it actually introduced a new 5-man, so this was not here before now. All the way up here is Isle of Kildanis, and it's got a new 5-man called Magister's Terrace. It also has the final raid called Sunwell Plateau, which I think opens tomorrow, and my new guild will be trying to run into that next week. And probably not get very far for the first few weeks, but yeah, progression. Everyone here. Oh, XL. One of the best guilds on the server. Where's the other guy? Daydreamers. Oh, he's here too. He's inside the Torn, so he's hard to see. But I figured I'd get out the old warrior for this one. I need to do it on heroic as well. This is an absolute stomp on normal. I mean, I don't know why Blizzard made this dungeon. It's too little too late. Like, it should have been here at the start, because none of the items in here on normal or heroic are worth anything at this point. Unless you want something off the reputation, which is mostly just jewel crafting recipes. You don't have a reason to care about that either. But it's content, so we're here, we're doing it. Probably going to be working that reputation. You see from my sheet here, I have a tendency to work the reputations. And a couple of my characters have this one in Exalted as well, Sporgar. I just didn't do it on the warrior. So this new one is Shattered Sun Offensive. The last reputation put into Burning Crusade in this 5-man dungeon, Magister's Terrace, and the last raid till Sunwell. These are the last bits of content for Burning Crusade. So we're coming to the end of this expansion. Which is good for me, because you know I'm looking forward to Wrath. I've only got this much stuff waiting for Death Knight. It's all cloth and XP turn. All of this stuff is turn-ins for XP or reputation. Then consumes bags. Just yeah. Alright, we're getting started. I also have my other banks with all the plants, alchemy recipes, jewel crafting stuff, and all those recipes. Basically, got everything for jewel crafting and alchemy. This is actually a Torn rogue. I didn't realize this. I didn't look at the classes when I joined the group. I just saw a cow. I realized that's actually a rogue. The teleporter malfunctioned. But yeah, I have tons and tons of stuff waiting for Death Knight, Daddy Knight. All the materials and recipes for jewel crafting, alchemy, fishing recipes, which are cooking recipes, but they use fish. Rods, lures. Ton of stuff to hand in, which those will be for XP. City cloth, and I have a ton of rune cloth, which that's going to be turned into the Undercity for reputation, because I like maxing the Undercity. Yeah, Death Knight gets his own steed, but At some point, I'll want to go back to using the traditional Undercity Skelly Bony Pony, which is on the Undercity reputation. This is the second video recorded on my new ISP. The Zolayman was the first. It wasn't the first raid that I have done with it, but it was the first one I recorded. Recently, I was finally liberated from Mediacom's terrible fucking service in this area. Some cell phone companies are starting to do home internet, which is basically an improvement to using a mobile device as a hotspot and mooching internet off your cell phone or something. It's like an improvement of that. They're actually putting that into a gateway now. So it has a gateway, there's a modem and router, which is with T-Mobile. This is the first alternative to Mediacom we have ever had, unless you count a satellite, which is probably the only thing on Earth worse than Mediacom. So, usually get about 10 to 20 disconnects per day using Mediacom's terrible service. And they will not fix the line. I've tried for years to try and get them to fix the fucking line. And they basically don't give a crap because they have a monopoly. They know you have no other option except a satellite dish. They didn't bring any explosives. Oh well. Yeah, the dish is probably the one thing worse than Mediacom. So I haven't had a single disconnect since I have plugged into this. And it is less than half the price. Mediacom was over $100. This is $50 with their auto pay. They put a small discount on it with auto pay.
You waste my time.
So I've had Mediacom's disconnect Reaper breathing down my neck for all of Burning Crusade so far. But at least it's not going to be here for the end. Or Wrath. I can look forward to knowing that Wrath will not have them on here. This is the first boss, by the way. I like the little fire elemental. That actually comes from a dagger that drops from Illidan. Which I have killed Illidan 3 times now. So, which the guild I'm in has killed him numerous more times, but I wasn't here for those. First boss down. I'll be getting this on Heroic as well, but I figured I'd do a normal plow first. You actually have to do one normal run in here to unlock Heroic on a character. So I've done 3 normals so far on my other characters, but this character hasn't done one yet, so I figured I'd just record his. talk to this guy. This is for the quest. Should have brought some bombs. I was glad to actually get all content down this time before the next phase came out. I did not have Bash or Kale down before they released the next phase after it. But this time, I did have everything down. Had Archimon done a while ago. Illidan is the one where we got stuck. I've actually moved to a new guild. Boss number 2. Like I said, this place is going to be a complete stomp. It came out so late that everyone doing it now is covered in purples that is leagues above and beyond the dungeon. So, gotta touch this orb and get a cutscene, which I'm just gonna skip. I don't give a shit about the story for your place, not after what you did to Kale boss. The final boss of this place is Kael'thas, which we have already killed in Tempest Keep. They brought him back to life. He was a 25-man raid boss. And after killing him in that raid, they bring him back to be a fucking 5-man throwaway dungeon boss that you just step on. We actually gotta wait for the dude to show up because he's tied to that cutscene. So when that cutscene finishes playing, our quest guy is going to fly in. Since they put the quest on that guy, we got to stay in here and wait for him. You can't really come back to him later because he gives you the quest to kill Kael'thas. So, you ain't going to have credit if you don't have the quest. So yeah, they already revived Illidan from Frozen Throne. They brought him back to be a raid boss. And now they're reviving Kael'thas.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Remember that time when Arthas said, "Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?" No, not in a Blizzard franchise. Let's go, Tauren Rogue. Alright, we got the quest, we can go. This place should have been in at the start. Hey, you remember that sword from Black Morass that's a set? And there's another sword, and it's not in any of the dungeons. You're like, where the hell's the other half of this sword? And there's 2 of them. One's the main hand, one's the offhand. Well, the offhand's actually in here. So, they released Sword A at the start. It's a set. It's 2 pieces. You get a bonus if you have both. Its partner sword is in this dungeon, which is not released until the tail end of Burning Crusade. At that point, you would have purple weapons. They should have called this dungeon the Too Little Too Late dungeon, because nothing in here matters. Even if you're a fresh character and you have absolute trash on, you could just go to the battlegrounds and you can get Season 2 arena purples on the honor vendor. Like this is on the honor vendor from the battlegrounds. That beats the shit out of anything from a heroic, even the heroic version of this place. Merciless Gladiator, which is Season 2, is on the Honor Vendor. And it's better than anything from any heroic. Hell, it's better than the Karazhan stuff. So this place is totally irrelevant on normal and heroic. I'm just here because it's content. It's another dungeon. I wasn't gonna do all of the dungeons and then not do this one. Hey, anti-magic dome. Death Knight gets that in the future, in the Unholy page, although it's different than this one. It looks similar, but they aren't the same. I really should have recorded that Black Temple run last night. I was so busy yesterday, I just totally forgot. Went to the raid, didn't turn the recorder on. I was like, oh, yeah, I should be recording this, so... It's kind of too late to start it now. Last night was the third Illidan kill. It'll be the last one before Sunwell. I could have recorded that run and had Black Temple, but I'll get back around to it. Hopefully I actually remember for the Hyjal run. And that's got to get done too. That Zolaman run, I was surprised we got the bear, because we had 2 wipes in that. And you do not have, if you're trying to do the timed run, you watch the timer at the top, you do not have time to wipe. Usually if you wipe even one time, you're not going to get that last chest. There's 4 bonus rewards that are attached to that time limit. And if you wipe even one time, you're probably going to lose the 4th reward. But we basically had 2 wipes and still somehow made the timer. What we had going for us was the fact that we recovered very quickly and not just having everyone run in. And everyone is decked out in basically overgearing the raid. So we were killing those bosses very quickly. I've seen raids that take twice as long to kill the bosses as what we were doing. And that shaves off precious time on your clock. I didn't know if the recorded run was going to make the timer or not. I was just going to record that either way. As long as it killed all the bosses. And you got to see me lose yet another roll on the bear mount. The 4th bonus reward, the hardest one to get, is a bear mount. The first 3 are equipment. Sister of Torment. Probably be maxing out this reputation like I do with most reps. But I get a bunch of gold in the process doing any quest or dungeon runs, so... My Pally Sucks has died. I don't have any cables, those are on the road. We have a priest though. Yeah, we have the Torn Rogue for another 8 minutes. The debuff wears off. Palom, tank. Pretty much every tank in a 5-main dungeon is a paladin now because no one else wants to do the job. I don't blame them. Tanking in this game without being a paladin is just crap. Warlock. Stiff. Day drinkers. Oh, maybe I'll record the heroic one on my rogue. Don't see very many mutilate spec dagger rogues. Dagger's just crap in this game. But he, however, has the best fucking dagger you can get right now, which is on Illidan. And then I don't know what's in his other hand. That's probably what made the difference. Since most people don't want daggers, he probably just had it handed to him on a plate. Because everyone else wants a war glaive. Sadly, my main raider and enhancement shaman cannot use war glaives. No war glaives for us. Where's the awesome axes? Oh, there aren't any. I got 2 cleavers from the battleground. Well, actually, the arena. Got the Season 3 cleavers, which will never be on the honor vendor. But did the arena, then got them discounted. Season 4 flipped over. They look decent enough. Orcs will have the last laugh though, because Wrath has a legendary axe. Classic in Crusade. Swords have the best stuff, either swords or maces. The orcs get the shaft. Fortunately for me, I'll be an orc. This is the race I like on my big buffy melee. I also put it on Hunter. Because Hunter cannot be undead anyway. I got to either be orc or undead. Preferably both, but that'll have to wait for Death Knight. Death Knight will be undead and orc. I'll be like, I have no home. I'm not welcome at Ogremoor because I'm a stanky ass undead. And I'm not welcome at the Undercity because I'm a big fucking orc. Luckily, we have our own little house called the Even Hold. It's kind of like the Druid's Moonglaive, but Death Knights are the only ones that can get there because it floats in the sky over the Plague Lands and you can't fly over the classic zones. So the only way to actually get there is either teleport or use a flight path. You can't use either of those unless you are a Death Knight. So we actually get our own little, it's got 2 floors. It's like a small base. It's got trainers, vendors, target dummies, rune forges, which we need those to put our enchants. We need those to enchant our weapon. Because Death Knight don't... Well, they could use regular enchants from enchanters, but they don't have a reason to. Because they have better ones that they can put on their own weapon, but they need a rune forge, so it's in our base. Okay, we have our next boss fight. This is actually an entire group of enemies. So basically they have their own party. And I think their classes switch up sometimes. So they have a hunter, his pet. This is the rogue. I think this is going to be a shaman. Yeah. It gets different classes each time. It's like random. We want to get the one that's going to try to heal first. It's an interesting boss fight because you have a whole group of enemies. It's like an enemy party. It reminds me of the packs of mobs and Shattered Halls and stuff. Which this whole place has had groups of enemies with different classes. I'm trying to get the rogue. Can't reach him. Where's my potion? That big demon lady is always there because she's the actual boss. But everyone else can have different classes. Sometimes they have a warlock with a demon pet. Jeez, who cares? That's a fun one on Heroic. But the stuff I've got is here's the Warlock's Bank. Plants, recipes, cloth. The Rogue's Bank. Materials, recipes, cloth. And I'm still adding more. Spill it out as I get more and more. Or rune cloth. cloth, turn-ins. All of this stuff is to be turned in for XP. Some reputation. Cloth, bags, fishing stuff, gear, consumes. Gonna have this one for tanking the dungeon storm chops. The reason I have all this rune cloth is because I want to turn it in for the Undercity reputation. Might work Orgrimmar too. But, you know, one city at a time. As an orc undead, you have a dual citizenship. And that means both of them hate you. Here we go, we're back up to Kael'thas.
Did you honestly believe I would trust the future to some blind, half-night elf mongrel?
One dead guy complaining about another dead guy.
He was merely an instrument.
This is where you get your beer. I've got a Mike's Hard Seltzer.
It has all led to this. And this time, you will not interfere.
Alright. I don't know why they felt the need to bring this guy back. He was already killed as a 25-man raid boss over in Tempest Keep. And now he's a 5-man dungeon boss. What sense does it make to have the same guy as 2 different bosses? Because you can still go do the raid, so... He's still there, if you go do Tempest Keep, but he's also here. I'm forgetting about recklessness.
I'll turn your world upside down.
The fight's kind of similar, but he doesn't have the other guys with him, or the weapons. So it's kind of like the final phase. He does the phoenixes and the gravity shit. It's just a shittier version of what he already was before. But hey, they already brought Illidan back from the dead, so why not do Kael'thas too?
Master, grant me strength.
Now he bitches and mauls.
The master will have you. You will drown in your own blood.
You know, this used to be a decent character back in Frozen Throne. Burning Crusade completely fucking ruined him. And Illidan. Although Illidan was already dead, so... Basically, the only one they didn't ruin was Vash. She's more or less the same from Frozen Throne. In this game, she just tries to secure a new home for the Naga, Zangarmarsh. And then our heroes barge in there and kill her. I didn't beat on them. Well, he wants to disenchant. There's a free teleport back over here. We turn in the quest. It gives us a purple gem, then the heroic.
Remember the lessons.
So this character is now keyed for the heroic version. I'll probably just do it on someone else. Got the Isle of Quel'Danas over here. Did you get the reveals here? No, you didn't. Need to go explore the map on this character. Oh well. So that's it for this episode. It's a pretty short place. But I'll be getting it on heroic as well. But probably not with this character.